Really proud of my guys. These are our 4 senior captains, 4-year players. Been with us for a great 4 years. Really helped be part of the major turnaround. Al McNally, offensive defensive lineman. Stephen Greer, linebacker, running back. Gavin Tonery, offensive lineman, defensive lineman, and Dion McIntosh, offensive defensive lineman. Again, great game today. Unfortunately, we came up short in a lot of ways. Hats off to Bishop Canevin and their performance today.
Coach, you had the 7-0 lead in the past snap on the punt. How much of a turning point was that?
I think the win was definitely a factor today. Most of the game, I was going to say half, but most of the game was played in that half of the stadium. Turning point, I think, was one of them. I think there were a few. Also, we fumbled on the first drive. Potentially going up 14-0 would have definitely changed the scope of the game. I think a lot of times we forget that these are 17, 18-year-olds. In our case, in Canada's case, there's a lot of 14, 15-year-olds out there too. So the mental part comes into play as well. And no telling, but the punt as well as that fumble was two of the turning points of the game.
Dan, you talked a lot about, like, after your win against Cornell to end the season, you talked a lot about, like, challenging the mental fortitude of your team and pushing the right buttons. When you go into the half, at first having a 7-0 lead and losing that lead and being down by 3 scores, what do you tell your guys there?
We've been in this position before. We just got to come out and fight, get a stop, score, and make plays. They were able to make plays against us. We felt that we were able to make plays against them. Maybe not the big chunk plays, but we could definitely grind it out and get something out of our running game and sort of reverse roles a little bit. Again, we got the stop, but we weren't able to catch it and score.
I guess what I'm trying to ask is, like, with those big plays, especially Xavier Nelson in the second quarter, how much does that end up kind of beating you guys beating yourselves mentally more so than what they're doing on the field? Does that make sense?
Well, I think over the last 4 weeks, falling down to Clairton, playing a very physical Rochester team, I think we showed that we had grown mentally with our mental toughness. And it wasn't them beating us so much as them just making plays, or us not making plays. They weren't, pounding us up and down the field. They had a pick 6, a little hitch that they turned into a touchdown. So it wasn't like they were methodically beating us. We like to say that we didn't make the plays, claim that they made the plays, and the fact is that they scored on big plays.
Question for any of your guys up there. Early on in the game, you guys did a great job holding the ball, sort of establishing the run, had a nice time of possession edge, but just between, the nature of the game, having to play from behind, do you feel like you sort of got away from what you guys like to do, pounding the ball like that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that as a team, we play best when we control the time of possession, and we like to hold the ball as much as we can, and have our run game, and also keep it versatile with the pass game. I do believe that losing B.J. Vaughn in the first quarter was a huge loss, because he's one of our lead running backs that can really, along with Stevens, and grab for some extra yards. So yeah, it definitely wasn't what we were looking for. The game, our situation that